Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out. My name is Kelly Deering-Smith, Communications and Marketing at Louisville Water Company. And in case you didn't know it, it's National Drinking Water Week, so I always tell people Derby's over, now it's really time to drink. So we need some good water. Well, we're here today with a great partner, and we're here to announce a new partnership. And of course, we couldn't leave Louisville Water without bringing some samples. And I think Bullett's taken care of that as well for us here too. So to kick things off, I want to introduce Mayor Greg Fisher, and then we'll have some comments from our president and CEO, and as well as someone here from Stitzel-Weller.
Thank you, Kelly. Welcome, everybody. Hydration is a very important strategy during Derby week. I can tell everybody that. The rookies show up and they're, kind of maybe good for 24 hours, but the veterans know you need a minimum amount of rest and a lot of hydration, and Louisville Water is a very important part of that strategy. So I want to thank the Louisville Water team for helping us get through just a fabulous, fabulous week. And I think after this week, nobody can question certainly the value of water or the value of bourbon to our community, and just the tremendous partnership that's taken place, and this whole concept of bourbonism is just really taken off in our community. I really think we're just at the beginning stages of this. We had a lot of Mother Nature's water last week for a couple of days as well, but when you think about that, and then you think about people coming to the track and tasting the mint juleps and old fashions and everything that we had, that showed that we put a premium on good water and good bourbon here in our community as well. So as Kelly talked about, it's wonderful here during National Drinking Water Week and National Economic Development Week. I don't think there's any other city in the world that could kind of partner quite like we're doing here in Louisville, which is what we love about bourbonism. I mean, it is authentic, it is unique to our place, and we're developing a 24/7 tourism experience around this that Louisville never really had a year-round tourism experience. We were event-driven like the Derby, Ryder Cup, et cetera, but now people are coming from all over the world. Kevin just said it was your best weekend ever here. So this is wonderful for hotels, wonderful for our food scene. We have 25 hotels under construction or planned in the community right now because of the expanding convention center and bourbonism. So it's just great for job opportunities and the vitality of our city. So we're here today to celebrate the historic connection, not just the past, but also the exciting future between Louisville's two most recognized products, and that obviously is bourbon and water. And as part of this partnership, Stitzel-Weller and Louisville Water are teaming up to boost awareness of this essential role that Louisville's water has with our distilling industry. And one of the things that we're learning about bourbon tourists is some of them come to sample the bourbon, others come for history, others come to visit horse country. So the more that we can tell the story, the more attractive we're going to be to a bigger global audience as well. And when you think about the role of water in bourbon, I mean, it is essential because water is the only ingredient that can be added to bourbon once it leaves the barrel and goes into the bottle. And we're very lucky that we just happen to have the best water in the country for that. And for the media here, you can fact check that, but Louisville Water is always in the top 3 best water when it's voted on at the annual conferences that we go to. And if you're a Louisvillian and haven't traveled much, you may not appreciate how good our water is coming out of the tap and just the tremendous quality that comes with that. So this is a great partnership, obviously, between the bourbon industry and the water industry. So to highlight that, Stitzel-Weller is going to be adding an exhibit on how the bourbon industry benefits from water step by step, starting at the very beginning, from the farms, from our crops, the fermenting process and bottling, to how the bourbon is served. And then Louisville Water is going to be expanding its involvement in our community's bourbon-related events and attractions, and adding a tour at our Waterworks Museum to highlight the bourbon and water connection. No other city would attempt to do this in the world than our great city of Louisville. And we all know that bourbon and water have a history that goes back a long time. Within 20 years of Louisville Water's start in 1860, more than 10 distillers were using its water initially for cooling equipment and fire protection. Today, Louisville Water counts more than a dozen distillers amongst its customers, including Stitzel-Weller. And so the partnership these companies are starting now is another nod to this great growth that we're having in our city around bourbonism. And when you think about all the announcements that we've had around this, just a few weeks ago, we joined the Kentucky Distillers Association and others to announce the new downtown Bourbon District, which highlights the connections between Bourbon's past and its prosperity today and its promise for even more growth in the future. So that's a nod to the folks that really want to understand the history behind Bourbon. And then when you think about what's going on in the city relative to tourists, this is just new today. I am a certified tourist ambassador for the city. We kicked that program off today because we're just having this boom in tourism. We have about 24 million tourist visits a year. And when I think about where just the aspect of bourbonism is on a scale of 1 to 10, we're probably at maybe a 2 or 3 right now. So there's a lot of growth ahead for us with millions and millions of more tourists as well. So Louisville Water is a big part of the success of our bourbon industry, and as Kevin will tell you, it provides a great base to start the distilling process. So I'm delighted to be here today to celebrate this wonderful connection and the continued growth that we have here in our community. So thanks everybody for coming out.
All right, so the mayor gave us a great backdrop as to what we're doing. So this partnership is really about Louisville Water's history. It's about a presence in distilleries and places just like we're at today, and it's a huge part of social responsibility. Spencer Bruce is president and CEO of Louisville Water, and he's going to give you just a little bit of trivia and history about our connection to bourbon.
Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Mayor. You know, Louisville Water, we've got the distinction of having connection with every business and every industry in this great city. But for the bourbon industry, we've been working with them a long time. As Mayor mentioned, we started back in 1860. We started producing water and we only had 500 customers. And it's true at the time that when 1860, water wasn't the drink of choice. It was likely bourbon. But the distillery still needed us. They needed us for 2 real reasons. One, they needed us for fire protection. But the other thing that they needed us for was hydraulic lift. Our water pressure actually powered an elevator that raised the bourbon barrels in the different levels of the warehouse. Today, that's all changed. Today, we're a part of their production operation. We're integral to their production operation. We are some of our top customers in the industry. And what we like to think and what we like to say is that we are the drop that brings out the flavor of the bourbon, or we are the rocks in every glass. And so the interesting thing about how this connection came together and how we started working together is this really was spawned and started as an employee was on a tour of a distillery, and the tour guide started talking about our great tasting water and how important that was to the production operations. And she came back and we started talking about this, and we realized we have an opportunity. We're at so many great tasting events, and we've got the opportunity to stand next to the distillers, stand next to the bourbon stewards, and talk about our innovation and our quality for every drop that we produce. We're proud of our water quality. It's the staple of what we do, but it's not just our water quality. It's the quality of the bourbon that's produced here in the area as well. It really is the cornerstone of everything that we do. So we got this commitment to quality. How can we use it? One of the things that we're doing now, and we're working with the city and partnering with them, is trying to go out into the country and talk other businesses into coming and moving here to Louisville. We've recently gone on the road with some economic development trips where we've partnered with the bourbon industry and highlighting a couple of the reasons that these businesses should land here. You know, our goal is to leverage these great industries to work and see how that we can continue to help the city grow and prosper like it's done over the last many years. So in conclusion, again, we are excited to be a partner with Stitzel-Weller. We've been working with them since 1938 when we first started providing fire protection, and then again in 1944 when they started using our water in their operations. This is the first of what we hope is many exhibits in the bourbon industry, and we're excited about it because we see it as a unique way to talk about our part in this industry. We're glad to be a partner. We're looking forward to working with Stitzel-Weller, but we're also looking forward to sharing our product not only here and in this region, but also across the country and yep, even across the world. We want to take our product to the ends of the world. It's our goal. So, thank you very much.
Well, the last person I want you to hear from is Kevin Didio. He works here at Stitzel-Weller, and I can't say enough about his willingness to partner with us. We actually had coffee right after Derby last year and started brainstorming this idea. So it's taken us a little while. You see examples of what we're going to see here, but I'd like him to share a little piece of information.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Bruce. Thank you, Mayor Fisher. Great to see you again. We love repeat visitors here at our visitor experience, so thank you. First of all, on behalf of Diageo North America, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Bullet Experience. We're proud to have just celebrated our 82nd year in operation here at the historic Stitzel-Weller Distillery, and we're also celebrating our 3rd Derby season as part of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. So what better way to honor these milestones than to partner with one of the true pillars in our community, the Louisville Water Company. With our partnership, we hope to showcase Louisville's rich bourbon heritage and also promote social responsibility, and to celebrate 2 great tasting liquids, Bullet Frontier Whiskey and Louisville Water. Many people don't know the crucial role water plays when it comes to distilling whiskey. In addition to using it to make our bourbon, we also serve Louisville Water in our tasting rooms. Our water really helps complement and bring out the true flavors in our Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey. We're committed to providing a great consumer experience, which also, excuse me, as you can tell, my voice, my horse got second on Saturday. So we're committed to providing a great consumer experience, which includes enjoying whiskey responsibly and drinking plenty of water. I want to thank Kelly Deering-Smith, Mary Susan Abel, and the team at Solid Light for helping us create this wonderful exhibit that we have here at Stitzel-Weller. And we look forward to building on this with Louisville Water as our partnership grows and continues to prevail here in Kentucky. Thank you so much.
Well, I know the 3 of these gentlemen are happy to answer questions, and I also mentioned we couldn't let you leave without bringing some of Louisville's finest as well. So if you have questions for anyone, please answer now or ask now. And then, of course, the visuals that you see here, one is on the wall. This timeline will actually be enlarged. It'll be in the entrance as you come in. And the engineers at Louisville Water have been brainstorming with Kevin and his staff, and they'll actually have a water fountain feature that looks like it's coming out of a bourbon barrel in the tasting room. So we have a few more things yet to add.